Hi everyone, Sharit and Vishana here. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to build a high-performing team. Okay, so we are going to use ABP as the case study, right? We are going to use our example how we built our amazing team, and we are going to share the insights with you guys. Right? So let's get started.
Yes.
So Sharit, how do you start?
Let's define how, what it comes to you or your mind when it comes to high-performing team.
Yeah, I would say I think functioning at the optimal, right, and exceeding the client expectation, and being optimal in whatever they do. I think that's what I get it. Like that's what I feel when it comes to high performing team.
Yeah, because when it, according to the books, it's like highest level of efficiency and the highest level of effectiveness you should maintain. Basically, it's called a high-performing team or high-performing person, the most productive person.
Yes,
right?
It's very hard to sustain, but
Sustainability matters a lot.
Yes.
And so let's start.
Yes, definitely. So what do you think? Like, what's the first step to it?
Yeah.
For us to build the optimal team. So what's like the first step?
The first step of building a high performing team or building anything or starting anything is defining what you really want and defining the clear objectives for yourself.
Absolutely.
Right? And even a team can be defined as a set of people, a group of people who are driven to a certain objective. So if you don't know the objective, how can it be a team?
Yeah.
Right? So we need to understand first the objective very clearly, precisely, and then we build the team up around it. So for that we need a very clear structure within the team.
Yeah.
Right? And according to the books it says you need to even have this unity of command, right? And because everyone will get confused otherwise, right? And you need to give the roles and responsibilities to the right people, right amount of responsibilities, and at the right time.
Yes.
That's how we build.
We shouldn't be confusing people. Like having
Yeah.
that clear, defined roles and responsibilities. I
Yeah.
think that takes a long way.
Yeah.
Right.
And along with that, right, the second step will be like recruiting and the development of the talent. So many people or majority of the management experts says that you need to have like an A team or players of like A players, right? So it actually works with this defining roles and responsibilities because something that I believe is there's no such someone called A player, right? It's all about everyone is an A player at their game.
Yeah.
Right? So as a management, as a manager or as a leader, you need to understand what this person is best at, and then you need to recruit for that particular role only.
Yes.
Right? So if you got a person who is actually now after some time you regret that this person is not working for us, actually it's your fault rather than the person's fault, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of people are telling it the other way around. If you really look at, you need to understand how to do the recruitment first, right?
Yeah.
For that you need to have the roles defined, structure defined.
Yep. Okay, I think it's a very good point you made there, right? So understanding the strengths and weakness of that particular individual. So that's something you need to assess it
Yeah.
in the interview process itself. You can't be like, okay, all knowingly you can't get that person, then complain later saying, okay, he's not delivering. So I think that's a very good point there.
Yeah. And then when you are in the recruitment process also, there can be like multiple steps. Now let's say in our businesses like paraplanning or financial planning administration, there should be a certain knowledge in finance which is required, right? And it should not exceed the limits also, right? It should not be like lower than our expectations also.
Yeah.
So there are so many assessment ways, and in today's world we can use so many recruitment software to do that, and also to so many other tactics rather than just getting them into office and doing an interview, right? The pre-filtration can be done, and then we select the best suitable candidates, and then we can do the interviews.
Yeah.
From them, we can understand the cultural fit. Also, we can see, because some people are really good at work, but when it comes to the team, a certain
The
team
engagement
will,
and all, yeah.
a certain team will have a certain team culture. So not everyone will sink in that culture also, and then that will be a problem for that team.
Yeah.
So those are the key things that we need to work on when it comes to the recruitment process.
Okay, that's good. That's some very good points there, right? And what about constantly developing the talent? So now we've got the people.
Yeah.
What about keeping them going and developing them?
How we are doing at ABP is we try to understand and assess their capabilities for day-to-day jobs, as well as the long-term goal that they are seeking for. So we need to get a constant feedback from them, the team members also, what we can do next for them also, right? This is something which many organizations miss, and they want the employees to ask that for them by themselves, and employees on the other hand will want employers to understand that also without telling them. So there is a gray area, or there is a communication gap. So definitely the communication, the open communication method should be the next step, I would say.
Yeah.
And there should be a very open communication lines between senior managers, employees, and the speaking up culture should be there.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the latter part of the communication, feedback matters the most. You need to get the feedback. Even if you do a training session, you need to get a feedback and then make it right the other, make it more effective in the other round or other stage, right? And in internal, like at ABP, what we are doing is, right talent sometimes is not the talent that they already have the expertise. They're not experts. The right talent, because in paraplanning industry, it's a niche industry.
Niche market, yeah.
It's a niche market. Because of that, you might not get suitable candidates or suitable experienced candidates outside. So we need to build people from scratch. We get freshers straight after their colleges or universities,
yeah.
or maybe they are like in their fourth year of their bachelor's, and then we start our internship program, which is a very intense but very effective program, which can make a very good paraplanner, and also which can grow a person to a financial planning professional in the future.
That's good. That's some very good points there, right? Now we've got the people, we've trained them. Now they are working all fine. Now what about retention? How are we how do we keep them motivated and keep them going?
Very true. And the days are gone where people are just sticking around because of the money,
yeah,
or because of the paycheck, right? Because it's
especially with all these youngsters now.
Yeah, because there were days, right? So if we analyze our parents' age, baby boomers or before that, right? The generational gap is there, and they were sticking around with a job because of the paycheck, but it's not there anymore, right? You need things like yes, of course, paycheck matters, right? It's there, but Gen Zs and millennials, they are not sticking around only the paycheck, but they are looking at the culture of the organization. They are looking at their liberty in the organization, how impactful they are in the organization, and how they can actually make an impact,
yeah.
To the external world, also the meaning of their job.
Yeah.
So they are looking at all these angles, and sometimes they get so frustrated very soon than even we expect. Right? Because of that, the organization should understand that this is not something that we can just let go. Right? We need to understand the full picture of this generation and cater that. Right? If you do that, if you are culturally fit for a person, if you are giving the real purpose of the job that they are doing, and if they show the impact that they are doing, in the meantime you are satisfying them with their financial needs also, now a person will retain.
That's some very good points. Even I think I would say personally, I'm more driven by a purpose rather than a financial incentive. So I think, everyone has their own goals. Like it can be, monetary and non-monetary benefits. So I think, it was very good points, Harish. Thanks for sharing those with us today. Yeah. So I think, hope you'll have got some good insights on how to build a high-performing team. And we will see you in the next episode. Thank you.